Welcome to the Creative Planes video workshop series. I am artist Nichole. I am a creative guide with the art of daily practice. I'm very excited to be here today. I am going to be leading you through my signature affirmation I am card deck project today. This project is a creative tool that you can use to practice I am affirmations such as I am brave, I am beautiful, I am bold. This practice helps inspire your creative spirit, which is your confidence, your dedication, your creativity, your inspiration, and also helps connect you to your present self. Today I'm actually going to walk you through step by step how you can make your own card deck at home. We'll go through all of the supplies as well as the process, and then give you some fun ways of using this at home. To begin making your affirmation card deck, you're going to need some basic art journaling supplies that you can find at your local craft or art supply store. The surface that we're going to work on to create a card is a standard index card. You can use both ones that have lines or no lines, but we will actually be creating on the blank side. This pack has about 200, gives you a lot of opportunities to create a large card deck. From then, you're going to need a glue stick, a scissor, and then we'll look for either a black pen or a marker that you can use for outlining. You're looking for a black ink pad. You'll want to use fairly a large size just in case you have a larger stamp. It'll fit on the ink pad. At your local craft store, you can find a variety of different unique rubber stamps such as feathers or hearts. Just find things that you enjoy. Then we're going to be working with washi tape, which is a decorative tape like masking tape. They're often sold individually or in packs, and you can find this once again at a craft store. You'll want to go to the art supplies section of either your art store or craft store, and you're looking for oil pastels. These usually come in a long box with a variety of different colors. Then from there, you're going to want to collect some random papers. You can use everything from scrapbooking paper to blank colored construction paper. These are actually some paint samples. And then from there, if you have any old books such as journals that you're not using, you can tear out that paper. Music sheets from here, as well as old dictionaries and so on. So I just ripped all this paper down into smaller pieces. Then you can go on to creativeplanes.org and print out your sheet of I am affirmations as well as positive words. Once you have all of your supplies together, you can set up just a little creative space like this, and we'll begin the project shortly. To begin your I am affirmation card deck, I suggest that you lay out 3 blank cards in front of you. This will allow you to have 3 surfaces to work on at one time. We're going to start by collaging, which is putting glue to paper, collaging the background of the card, so adding some decorative papers like you'll see here. So I've just chosen some paint samples, a scrapbooking piece of paper, a notebook piece of paper, as well as another little post-it note sheet. And we're going to begin by ripping paper. You can also use your scissor to cut your paper down to size to fit on your area, though I really do enjoy ripping paper. So just like if you don't have a scissor, go ahead and fold the paper, create a firm edge here by using your hands. And then from there, go ahead and tear your paper down to a small size. Once I have a small size, I'm just going to look at my card and see where I'd like to lay that down. I'll take my glue stick, and I will cover the back of the piece of paper. I first go around all the edges, and then I draw an X in the center, making sure that I've gotten enough glue. And then I'll glue this down on my card. Then from there, I'll take another piece of paper and I'll look at what space I still need to fill, and I'm looking at possibly putting that there. So what you can do is actually just lay the piece of paper that you've already ripped a bit down smaller to size. Go ahead and just use that for a reference point here. I'll create that firm edge, and I'll go ahead and tear this down. Now I can take this piece of paper and glue it on the card. You can cover your background with as many pieces of paper as you would like. You can also just cover it with one style of paper, though I do enjoy creating a patchwork style on my backgrounds. So now I have a small little space here as well as up here, so I'll go ahead and look at some of the papers that I have. I'm using the card space once again as a template, create that firm edge, and tear the paper down. Each paper is going to tear a little bit differently depending on how thick it is. So if you're using something like a paint sample or a heavier cardstock paper, just make sure that you make a firm edge. It takes practice once again when you are ripping paper, but sooner or later you'll get a feel of it. So now we've almost created and covered this whole back of the card. I have this little piece here. I think I'm going to add a little bit of a yellow to bring in some yellow from the flower there. So right away, this is a fairly big piece. I'm just going to start actually getting it made a bit smaller. So now I have that piece there. And even though I have this thin space, I might actually just take that and fill that whole area in with the one that I have. Once again, using the edges of the card as a template to tear it down. So after I've created one card, I'm going to go ahead and take the paper scraps that I have in front of me and cover the two other backgrounds. This way you'll get kind of a unified look in your cards as well. You can make your cards look completely different. So this is just a suggestion, kind of working through the creative steps by first collaging your backgrounds. If you just want to work on one card like we will right now, go ahead and just set those other ones off to the side. Once you have laid out your paper and it's glued down fairly well, we're going to go ahead and look at what rubber stamps that you may have to use. I have a really unique lady here as well as a feather. I have a heart, a camera, and so on. Usually, because the card size is so small, I'll just use one stamp, but you might be able to fit other designs on there as well. Go ahead and use your black ink pad and make sure that you've got enough black ink on the back, and then you'll just want to place your stamp down. I'm going to put her more towards the top of my card because I'm going to want to leave an open space where I can put my I am affirmation. So as you create, just keep that in mind. So I'm going to push her down here, and she has shown herself here. If you want to take this now and make a little bit of a pattern, I'm not going to put any more ink on her. I'm actually just going to push down. I'm going to stamp her multiple times. So now I've just made a little bit of a repetition. It adds more texture, it adds more depth to the card. Once you've added your stamps, then you'll go ahead and find your word list. You're going to want to cut out an I am statement as well as a positive word or words. I have done that already, so I've got my I am word here. Go ahead and put a little glue on that. And then you can explore how you want to lay out your affirmations on your card. And then I think I'm going to use the word discovery. I'll put some glue on that as well. So far I have my rubber stamps, I have my affirmation. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add some extra little bits such as a black outline to our words, some washi tape, and some oil pastels. I'm using just a basic Papermate felt tip pen, and I'm actually just going to outline the edges of my affirmation here just to bring more accent to my word. Everybody has their own unique way of creating, so these are just some suggestions and some of the ways that I go about this project. So from here, I've actually added just a dark little line around here to bring some accent in. Then from there, you can use washi tape, which is a decorative tape. And the unique thing about washi tape as well is that you can use it in a full piece like this and just place that on your card somewhere, though, because I love to rip paper, I also enjoy ripping washi tape. And so I just take this tape and slowly rip it. It creates a very unique edge to it. And I'll just stick that one off to the side. And then I'll just kind of look at my card and I see that I can actually fit a little piece right here up at the top. And then I just tear off this extra here, and I've added some tape up here. Then from there, I'll just add a little more glue here. This extra little piece, I have a little bit of space right down here, and so I'm just going to add a little bit more tape. Just tearing it down and filling it in there. So now once again, I've just kind of created this unified look. I've got another piece here. Then my next step is to add some oil pastels. The really unique thing about oil pastels is that when you use an oil pastel, you can draw a line and take your finger and gently begin to smudge it. This adds a really unique element to your piece. It also is dry already, so you don't have to wait for that. So I've got some purple here. I'm just going to add some purple right up in here. So again, I'll just create a vertical or horizontal line. I'll take my finger and I'll just smudge that right up at the top. So once you kind of start going through your project, you will continue to collage, you'll continue to add little bits, and each of your cards will probably have a completely different look to them, and you can explore different colors, different patterns, and so on. So here's one of our finished cards. Once you have created a collection of cards like I have here, you'll then be able to use this as a creative tool to practice I am affirmations. One of the ways that I use this in part of my morning daily practice is I have these sitting on my table. I go ahead and I shuffle them. I don't have the collage sides facing forward, so I'll just kind of go by my intuition here, and I'm going to pull out a card. This one says, I'm cultivating my desires. From there, I will actually speak out the affirmation like I just did there to practice outspoken I am affirmations. And then I'm going to place this card somewhere in my creative space. It may go in my kitchen window, it may go in my bathroom, I may take it to my office or my studio, or I may even give it to someone if I feel inspired to share my card deck with someone else. Once you have this card around you, you'll get a chance to see the card. Every time you look at the card, once again, practice speaking out your affirmation. Yes, you will hear your own voice. Yes, it sounds funny in the beginning, but the more you practice, the more comfortable you will get, and you'll find that the statements that you have created, you'll start to feel them within you, and your confidence gets stronger, your inspiration gets stronger, and so forth. For more information as well as our printables for this project, you can visit creativeplanes.org. Thank you so much for joining us in the video workshop series, and we look forward to creating with you soon.